Hello people of the internet, it's the Who Gaming here. Welcome back to another video for you guys today. And today is the showcase of week 2 of my Sketch a Day challenge. Though before we start the video here, I want to give a little bit of an announcement about the TCG Community Podcast, because I know a lot of you guys have been wondering what's going on with that, because it's been a few weeks since we've had it. And I will be making a separate video today talking about that, because it's a bit of a long story. So I'll be making a second video about that. So it should be out either before or after this video, but it should be out the same day as this video, I hope. If I'm not lazy, that's what it really depends on. So as for the week 2 of my sketches, the majority of them are Bleach sketches, because I've gotten really obsessed with the anime Bleach again. So the majority of these are characters from Bleach. And if you haven't seen Bleach, go watch it. It's a really good anime series, and you should have already watched it. There's like 200 something episodes and like 600 chapters of the manga. Only thing is, if you watch the anime, it doesn't cover till the end of the manga because the anime got canceled. But whatever, just read the manga. It's a lot of fun. Last arc is probably the best. Well, I wouldn't say that. I think the Wake Mundo arc is the best. But I'm going off on a tangent here, and I probably shouldn't do that. Or I'll be talking for 3 hours. So yeah, another thing I want to specify is that, with the exception of 2, none of these are original art, in the sense that I looked at a piece of a source image and then just sort of looked over here and sketched out what I saw. It's all freehand. I don't do no tracing here. But that is, you know, that just to be completely transparent about that, that's completely fine. That's one of the best ways to learn, is to copy people that are already good at something, and that's how you learn how to do that thing. But just be completely transparent about it. Don't pass something off as your original artwork and then it be a copy of somebody else's. So I'm being completely transparent with this. The majority of these are artwork from the actual Bleach anime. That's where I usually get my source images from, right from the sourciest of source images. So yeah, that's really all I got. So I got the seven sketches to show you this time. That is 7. Unlike as opposed to the 8 from last time. But yeah, so I guess we should get right into that, and I'll have to switch to my other recording setup real quick here. See you guys in a sec. Hey, I'm down here now. Hello. So yeah, this is the sketch from day 8, I guess, something like that. Yeah, this is day 8's sketch, which was just a character design session. He's sort of just a character guy covered in armor, and this is really just an anatomy project, just like my previous 2 pieces before this one. It looks okay, I mean, but compared to the rest of my artwork, I think he's definitely the most underwhelming piece of artwork from this week. I think he's probably the worst. But I remember that I thought he looked really cool when I finished him. But yeah, so this was day 1. It's sort of just a thing that exists. That's really about all there is to him. He's just a guy. I think he came out looking fine, though. I had to work on sort of, you know, proportions with all the, you know, the little armor bits and all that, and that's sort of what it was about in this hand here. You know, that's really what the project was about. So, yeah, looks meh. That's probably, I'd give myself like a C- on this. But the next one is and the majority of them are Bleach characters, as I said before. And if you haven't seen Bleach, I will name them all off as I go through them, and I don't know, maybe I'll give a quick description of them. I haven't decided yet. But I might want to leave you something to watch if you go watch the show. But yeah, so the majority of them are Bleach characters. Most of them are my, you know, in my top. Most ones I drew were in my like top 10 favorite Bleach characters. Aside from Ichigo, I just had to put him on there because he's the main character of the show. Shots fired. Okay, so moving on to the second piece of artwork, we have, if it'll move, Kenpachi Zaraki, and he is the most amazingly badass character in the entire show, let's be honest. This was a detail project, so I wanted to get in as many of the details from his character as possible. I got in all the wrinkles on the face and all that stuff, and all the stuff on the cloth and all of that. So that's really what it was about. Kenpachi Zaraki is one of the most badass characters in this show. He's just like, oh, he's so cool. If you watch the show, if you have, then you know that he usually fights with his well, a bit of a spoiler here if you guys plan to go see it, so you might want to skip a little bit ahead so you don't hear this part. But he fights with what we think for the majority of the series is his sealed sword. Then we realize later on that it's not, but he was just suppressing his power. And yeah, and then he gets this giant cleaver, which is really cool. It's so freaking badass. Oh, this guy, he's so cool. One of my favorite things about Kenpachi is that he's always down for a fight. Like, he loves the thrill of the fight. And he actually wears this eye patch on his eye to seal away some of his power to give his opponent a fighting chance. It's amazing. Kenpachi's just awesome. Following up this amazing Kenpachi sketch, if I do say so myself, I'm really happy with it. We have Ichigo Kurosaki, the main character of Bleach, if you didn't know that. This is his attire from the Soul Society arc when he went to go save Rukia. This is what he showed up looking like. And he's got his awesome Zangetsu on his shoulder here. And I put a lot of work into this one. I think it came out looking really good. I even got the symbol there and everything. And this is the first one I really started adding shading to. You know, I added a little bit of color. I'm still trying to keep these very sketchy, so I'm not adding like full color or anything. But I think it came out looking pretty good like this. And the shadows kind of hiding his eyes and all that stuff. But I think it looks really cool. And I got the contrast of the dark Shinigami cloaks or robes underneath the cloak here. And I think I did pretty good with the lines, I guess, in the fabric, the folds of the fabric there. So I think overall he came out looking pretty good. Most of these, like I said, are heavily based on source imagery, so don't think that I have any skill or anything. But you can all look up, like, if you look up the character that I have here, it's probably in the first, like, 3 images you'll find on Google Images if you want to see the source images, because I was too lazy to scroll any further than that. So following up Ichigo Kurosaki, I think, yes, I drew Renji Abarai, and this one was kind of difficult for me, because Renji doesn't really have, like, you know, I mean, he has these markings on his eyes that you can see up here and on his neck, and it goes sort of down to his back, shoulders, and, you know, everywhere. But that's really the only identifying mark that he has, and without coloring, so you can see his, like, his red hair, it's sort of hard to, you know, I mean, he looks like Renji, but he still just looks like a blank slate. So I tried adding as much as I could. I added the jawline here. I added lines under the eyes and the neck here, which weren't in the original source image. So, you know, I did a little bit myself, guys. And then I added the teeth here and the little concavity, I guess, of the inside of the mouth. But, you know, I think it ended up looking okay. Out of all of the Bleach images, I think this one's probably the most subpar, but I think it still looks really good. So, I mean, there's nothing, I'm not complaining about it, honestly. So that was that was day 8, 9, 10, 11? Would that be 11? I'm pretty sure that was 11, maybe. Okay, so we then have, moving on past Renji Abarai, we have Coyote Stark, Espada number 2. Man, this guy, Stark with 2 Ks, by the way, in case you didn't know that. This is probably one of my favorite of the Arrancar that you see in the Hueco Mundo arc. I did realize after drawing him that I forgot to do the chains that connect his eye patch to his actual face. So, I don't know, I mean, still looks like Coyote Stark, so I'm not complaining too much. I think it looks fine. And, you know, he's got his facial hair there and everything, and I think he ended up looking pretty good. He's got the gun here. If you don't, I don't want to spoil it for the show, so just watch it and you'll figure out what this, you know, there's something about this gun. But there's a lot of detail on the gun here too that I did, and I think came out looking pretty good. I sort of made doing the shading here, like all the color, you know, well, not really color, but like grays, sort of standard. So that's what I did for every single one after the Ichigo. So, yeah. They all have some kind of shading. And I think Coyote Stark came out looking pretty good. He's one of my favorite characters. He's just so freaking awesome. Like, God. He's such a cool character, though. And I do believe that the eye here... No, I don't remember where his hollow hole was, because I know Noitora had his hollow hole in the eye, and I don't think Coyote Stark had the hole in the eye, too. So I'm not entirely sure. But... it does appear that way because of this eye patch here, but I do believe that I have seen artwork of his eye in the actual manga of his eye underneath this, so I have no idea, honestly. You'd probably have to look that up. Probably could have looked that up before making this video, but, you know, I'm lazy, so I wouldn't do that. So following up Coyote Stark, which was day 12. 12? Yes. We have day 13, which is Kisuke Urahara, who is my definitive favorite character in Bleach. Like, I like Kenpachi. I like Coyote Stark. Kisuke is the most amazing character in the entire show. Like, 95% of the plot couldn't happen without Kisuke Ihara. To be perfectly honest with you. Yeah. And his sword is just awesome. His sword is, Benihime is the name of his sword. Because each Zanpakuto in the show has a name, which is, the Zanpakuto is their sword. I don't know if I mentioned that. But, each Zanpakuto has its name, and if you can call its name with its assigned call, then you can bring out its Shikai release, and you get its Bankai release, which is like an upgraded version of that. But his sword is Benihime, and it's just awesome. It's just amazing. I think Benihime roughly translates to Blood or Crimson Princess or something like that, but it's just one of the coolest Zanpakutos in the entire show, especially when you see its Bankai. It's like stupidly broken. But I won't spoil that for anybody that wants to read the manga, because you'll have to read the manga to see that, because it's not in the anime. So moving on to the last sketch of the week, and yes, it is not a Bleach sketch. You guys can finally take solace in that fact. It is an anime sketch, though. It is my sketch of the Gundam Deathscythe Hell. It looks pretty cool, I think. I think it looks pretty cool. So I made this sketch using the Deathscythe Hell model that I have up there that I have reviewed on the channel. You can go check that out. I probably won't link it in the description because I'm lazy and I'll probably forget. But it's on my channel. You can find it. So I did add the black areas because he just straight up does not look like the Deathscythe without all that dark, all that black. He doesn't look right. You can tell something's missing. So I added all that in, and I think he ended up looking pretty cool. He probably took me the longest out of all of them just because he's got a lot of mechanical bits and everything. And, I had to go over it a bunch of times. And I think that's supposed to be black, but, whoops. Who cares? Yeah. And he's got his scythe here because he wouldn't be the Deathscythe without his Deathscythe. So, yeah, I think that's it for all of the sketches that we have for this week. We'll go back and just quickly cycle through them all again. We got unnamed character number 1, Kenpachi Izaraki, Ichigo Kurosaki, Renji Abarai, Coyote Stark, Kisuke Urahara, and Gundam Deathscythe. So yeah, that's what the sketches I did for this week. So I'll see you guys with my little outro bit once I switch back to my other recording setup. Bye. So I hope you enjoyed those sketches. I worked pretty hard on them, so I'm pretty happy with them. If you guys enjoyed them, tell me down in the comment section below which one you thought was your favorite. I thought that a lot of them were pretty good. So, or you could tell me how bad they were. If you think, if you're on the other end of the spectrum, you can tell me how bad they were and tell me that my characters look like Voldemort. You know who you are. That hurt me and it was insulting. No, I'm just kidding, man. But yeah, tell me down below what your favorite sketch was and what your least favorite sketch was if you thought they were all pretty bad. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Just be nice, man. Don't hurt my feelings again. Don't call my Gundam Deathscythe Voldemort, please. Oh man, I'm getting in a weird mood. You guys could probably tell. Man, I've been drawing sketches for too long. This Deathscythe took forever, I swear to God. I am actually also a sketch behind, so I drew this Deathscythe today when I should have drawn it yesterday. Meh. Means I still have to draw another sketch today. Okay, just to get caught up, yeah. But, yeah, so I'm getting in a weird mood, so I'll probably sign it off here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe if you're feeling up to it. And again, there will be probably another video today talking about the podcast, so look for that. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.